Today we're going to talk about preparing to moderate a panel. So in a separate video, I will talk about moderating the panel itself, but this is the prep that you'll do in advance as a moderator. And this is prep that you'll want to do at least a couple of weeks in advance, perhaps more. And so as a moderator, it's really important to keep in mind a few things. You're not just there to just ask the same question of 3 or 4 different people. You are there to make sure you start on time, end on time, take audience questions, showcase the expertise of your panelists, and most importantly, keep the audience engaged and make sure that when they leave the panel, they've left with key takeaways on the topic and really a better understanding of the different perspectives on the topic from the panelists. So to do that, I suggest first, as moderator, it's a really good idea to create an outline of the topics that you want to cover on your panel. If you don't know all the topics that you want to cover, you can solicit suggestions from your panelists and then take a look at your topics and reduce your list by a lot, unfortunately. There is almost never enough time to cover every topic that you want to talk about, especially with multiple people on stage. So once you've got your topic list narrowed down, you want to have a prep call with your panelists, hopefully all of them on at the same time so they can introduce themselves to each other, meet each other, and have a better relationship once they're on stage. It really does make a difference if panelists have met each other before they go on stage. Well, look who's here to join me. It's Beezus. So on the prep call, after introductions, you can go through your topic list. You can ask panelists, if you have not already, what other topics they might like to add, or if there are any changes that they want to make. Talk about how you want to divide up the topics among the panelists, and then ask the panelists what questions they want to be asked. They should at least give you one that they specifically want to be asked. This is a really nice way for them to showcase their expertise around this topic and for you to really set them up to do that well. And then if you want help with framing the other topics, panelists can help you, but it may be something that you can do on your own as a moderator. So that's during the prep call. After the prep call, take all that, write it all down, and put it in a document that you will use for yourself and send to your panelists. So the document should have a general timeline of what time you might meet in advance, probably 15 minutes before so you can get mic'd up, what time the event starts, a few minutes for introductions, and then how long you'll be taking questions, and if there's Q&A, what time it ends. And then the sort of the body of it will be all the questions that you are preparing to ask people. And you can say, I'm going to ask this question of this person, this question of this person. And of course, this is a guide, an outline. A good panel has a robust discussion back and forth. And so you're not going to be just asking a question at exactly this time. And you may have to skip questions or move around. But having that outline prepared for yourself and even having it on stage with you to reference is really a good way to make sure that your audience is getting the content that you had planned to deliver and you're not getting off track. And sending that in advance to panelists allows them to prepare so they are well prepared and comfortable when the panel starts as well. One more note, as timekeeper, you may have to interrupt your panelists even when the discussion is really good so that you can cover all of the pieces that you want to cover. So you should let your panelists know that. You can tell them on the prep call, and you can also let your audience know that at the beginning of the session. We'll talk more about actually moderating the session and some tips for that in the next video.